everybody. Welcome back to this Move, Spit and Suffer podcast. This is a quick catch up with Lee Hazard, co-founder, and myself, Joe HOTAI, prior to catching up with our next guest today. How are you, brother?
I'm a wee bit tired tonight for a hectic day.
What's been happening, man?
Just like just running about after the kids, stuff like that. Daddy daycare duties.
Daddy daycare duties, yeah, 100%. It's been good. It was good having a little catch up and good to, from my side anyway, bro, just to um, read some of the feedback and some of the comments from people. Reference the podcasting. I reference the podcast and more recently Jared's one. There's some good stuff, eh? Like that guy, man's got a heck of a lot of knowledge for somebody who calls himself. I don't think he gives himself enough credit. Sort of was putting himself down a little bit. I probably should have called it out during the podcast, but saying that he's too stupid to do things right or properly. But man, that guy's very intelligent, I thought.
Yeah, but what I think Jared means by being too stupid is that he operates on the premise that the most successful bodybuilders and fitness people are usually dumb. They don't
Oh,
question stuff.
right,
They
right.
just work really hard, therefore they get results.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
I think there may be a bit of that sort of thinking
Yeah,
in there
yeah,
when he uses the expression dumb. But he was a very humble guy. I
yeah,
thought that was a really I really enjoyed that
yeah. So did I.
podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of takeaways, and I've been enjoying, just trying to use the time. There's some sessions that don't get filmed, but because I'm breaking up those 300 burpees a
Yeah.
day, I make sure that there's at least 3 sessions done, and that's been awesome. I've been really enjoying it. Can't say I'm noticing anything other than it's a bit quicker and it's a bit more time efficient when I'm working throughout the day. So
Yeah.
that's been cool, but I'm sure results and stuff will come. I'm definitely using a few other implements these days with the sessions, the kettlebells and the barbell and stuff. But yeah, really enjoying it. So we'll see where we land in a few months for me personally, anyway.
Oh, you'll definitely get results for this
Mm,
style of training without a doubt. I mean, it's very similar to my own in terms of breaking up sessions into
yeah.
mini sessions, and I've found it to be possibly one of the most productive styles of training.
Nice, awesome. Hey, that aside, I wanted to catch up with you about the challenge has gone well, the 100, and we talk about slender legs that you want to mention and shout out. So Max Edwards, Mr. Busy Dad, who's now also got the Busy Mum training out program out as well, and he's showing off those slender legs out there, the powerful slender legs for everybody in the burpee community, and the his shoes. Did you see his dodgy footwear?
I did, but like I was just fantasizing a pair of high heels on his feet. That's how I managed to overcome the shock and awe of those like 1970s Borstal style footwear.
He is a crack up man. He's such a good man. And it's funny because he called me up to because he sent me a message because he goes, yeah, Joe Hort, because I listened to his videos first attempt. A gentleman always counts his reps, and I love the way he speaks. And I loved your comment about he's like the David Attenborough of the burpee community.
I
Great
was
stuff.
actually going to say David Bellamy, but David Bellamy's more British centric. He'll know who I'm talking about.
Right. Okay.
But I
Yeah.
thought that joke wouldn't have like
Yeah.
transported around the burpee world so as effectively.
Yeah.
So I had to sort of use a more famous
Prominent.
animal
Yeah.
documentary
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Attenborough, I definitely knew who you were talking about, but the Bellamy guy, I wouldn't know, not yet. But yeah, mate, it was funny just watching him go through and then break character, as you mentioned.
Oh, the first challenge
Yeah, the first one.
that was anger. That was pure raw anger. And by the way, I've been there. Like I was like totally empathise with him because I've had my workouts cut short, and you feel like you're about to erupt, like
Especially
erupt.
because he was only what 10 minutes? Was it about 10 minutes into it? I think something like
Yeah,
that.
I
Hey.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But that was funny. But what got me about that first one was the fact. I don't know if I can stand up here in this space. He kept. Oh, you can't see, but he kept pulling his shorts up higher and higher on the side, and I was like, "What the heck is going on here? I don't think you can get those shorts any higher, brother."
Do you know what? I think he was using these shorts as some illicit sort of technique to get more spring in the jumps. Like he was like tightening them up so he would have more recoil.
Actually, hey, yeah, help him with that
So, so we might have to
recoil.
call that one null and void, Joe. That
I
might be
thought
a
you were,
null and voider.
I thought you were going to null and void him for the shorts ending up looking like speedos.
Do you know what? Listen, like I'll be honest with you, right? That challenge was really hard. Like
Yeah, yeah,
there's
it was
been a lot of
brutal, man.
people taking it. It's a brutal challenge. Like the JC, like as I already described, I felt was more. Don't get me wrong, the JC was really
Dark
tough as well.
routine.
It was really up, yeah, but it was really upper body dominant.
Yeah.
And you really felt it in your shoulders, and obviously there was the cerebral sort of element as well. But
Mm.
the that Spartan 100 is just raw power,
Yeah, it's tough,
and
man.
you feel it in your legs. Because I know a
Yeah.
few guys did it, and they were walking like John Wayne for days afterwards.
Well, I don't feel as bad now, but yeah, it was tough like that. Because in the morning, I thought, oh, I'll do it in the morning, but I did it because I didn't see the rules until after I had done, because I knew that you had already done it. So I was like, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
okay, he's put out the challenge, he's already done it. Okay, sweet, I'll do that one in the morning. And then I was at work, and then I just broke them up throughout the day and just did a single squat chaser. And then I think it was before I was heading home. Yeah, it was during the day anyway while I was at work. And then I saw the rules of it, and I was like, hang on, that means that means my one I did this morning isn't right. So then I had to do it again.
yeah. And do you know what? I detected a like. I'll be honest with you. I think you were angry about that. I detected a bit of anger, and I think that's why you went on the attack with me. I think that's why you started coming for me because I put a comment in about it being null and void, but genuinely that was coming from a good place because I seen you do the squats and you weren't landing in the squat position on the fourth, and I know
Yeah.
we've been having the banter back and forth,
Mm.
but I genuinely went, oh for fuck's sake, he's not done the last squat. Like I'm going to have to tell him. And when I did tell you, it wasn't actually banter. It was like serious. I was like, dude, this is the actual way it's supposed to be done, and I'm being serious.
Yeah,
And I was like,
but
I actually felt sorry for you because I knew that you would have to do it again. And it's like I've done one effort. I'm not doing it again. All right, like
no,
that's
but yeah,
done.
but as I was saying, because that was done after. So the challenge when you put it out, I don't know if you mentioned maybe you did in the podcast, but I went off the one that you had done the 6 days earlier, which
Yeah,
was up in the burpee den, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's obviously the challenge
yeah.
that he's spoken about, so that's the one I'm going to do. But yeah, so when I sort of cracked up, but it wasn't because I had seen the rules by then, and I was like, hang on, so that's 4 squats and 3 jumps. That's why I then messaged you after. I was like, hey, what you're saying is different to what I saw.
No, you were right. You were right because busy dad came in, and you know that we had put out the clarification, and then fucking busy dad swoops in. He's like, "Well, that's actually false," and I'm like, "Oh God Almighty, man!" And I know he's right. I'm like, "Shit, he's right." But how do I word this and try and make him sound like he's not right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, no,
I'm not.
you're landing in a deep squat and you're standing up, and I'm thinking,
Yeah,
but that's still a squat
yeah.
ultimately. But how do you articulate like 3 jump squats and a squat? You can't.
Yeah,
So I kind of
force.
yeah. Well, I backed
No,
myself
no.
up against the wall with that once. But you know what? Like I know there was controversy with the JCs. With you're right, mate.
Yeah. My thing was a bit wobbly. Go,
Right,
go.
I know. I knew there was like issues with JCs and rep quality and so forth, right? But I've seen videos come through from my challenge,
Yeah.
and I've kind of went, you know what? Like, there's some people. What do you do? Do you disqualify people from not do like? You've just got to just let
Yes.
people have like they've done the challenge to the best of their ability. They've
Yeah.
attempted it. Do you know what? Just take a step back. So on that basis, I am not going to like read out a leaderboard and say who's won. There's no
Yeah.
point. To me, the essence of the challenge is just complete it. It's really tough.
Yeah.
Just get 100 reps done as fast as the time that you can.
Mm.
Because there's guys out there, like personally, like between me and you, there's guys out there we'll never compete with.
Mm.
Tonov, James Bruce,
Oh
like
yeah.
we'll never compete with that. Like we could train till the cows come home, but we are not hitting those. I'm not hitting those numbers. I don't. I,
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
you're
Neither am I.
definitely not hitting the numbers, mate. You're as slow as a week in jail. But I know for a fact I am not hitting any numbers. I seen that tone of,
Yeah,
and I
incredible,
was
eh?
like, Jesus, how does he? I mean, like, but you
Just
know what?
non-stop.
Aye, but fair play. I mean, go for it.
And
But like the challenge is just do it. Just do it.
yeah, and the good thing about it is that, which I think this community understands, is you're competing against yourself,
Yeah.
physically and mentally. You're not. It's great that the challenge comes out there, and then it's all about, as you've just mentioned, and I know many others in this community mention as well. It's about competing against yourself to put out the best effort you can on that day, because days will be different. Like I know for each of us, there's some days that are better than others, and my legs are already pretty tired from those because that session is tough. Like having done it in the morning, even though it was only three jump squats, the reps are still done, and then breaking up the session throughout the day, and then coming back home and going, well, I've got to do it again because I didn't do it the 4 squats and the 3 jumps as per
Yeah.
the rules, and then
Yeah.
doing it again at the end of the day. Yeah, my legs are tired. So on any given day, you'll get some variance and fluctuation. But what I love about it is that we're competing against ourselves in our own times.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's something that people need to sort of just remember, so that they
Yeah,
don't get disheartened when they start comparing themselves. Because you
that's
do
right,
see,
eh?
we're only human. You see sometimes, and you go, "I am average.
Yeah,
I am so average at this, and I'm never going to get better."
Joe
But
Average.
Joe, average, mate.
Yeah,
But you've always got to like consider where were you a year ago? How many
yeah,
burpees could you do? I couldn't even do 10 burpees that year ago, mate.
yeah. Right,
Do you know what I mean?
man. That's
But listen,
that's awesome.
before I know we're going to have to wrap up soon, right? And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need to get this in
We need
here,
to wrap
mate.
up now. Do it now.
Yeah, but this has been the week of the 500 Navy SEALs, mate.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen a lot of Navy SEAL videos going up.
Yeah,
I think the statement that I put out that you can't consider yourself a burpee practitioner if you've never done 500 Navy SEALs. I think that rattled a few cages.
it's gone bing.
A lot of
But
people went, "Oh God!" You could just see they're like,
because you see the oh man, I don't
yeah,
know how to say his name. It's
yeah,
an
yeah.
incredible gastra.
Oh,
Sorry,
what a
brother, for saying his
performance!
name wrong. Yeah, awesome, eh? Anyway, Greg is
Absolutely.
in the waiting room, so we need to
Okie
cut
doke.
this one off. But great catch up. Short one.
Yeah,
I'm going to put this one up here because I think there's some good comments that you've mentioned in there, and
yeah.
we'll get into it. All right.